My name is Ellen McCabe. I am the Dean of Partnerships at the award-winning Buckeye Hills Career Center, and I am actually from Jackson, Ohio. I did not take the traditional path. I was in college prep classes in high school, but I wasn't really encouraged necessarily to go to college. And a couple days after my high school graduation, I was offered a job, and I took it. Didn't really have a plan or a path. And so I was actually in business for 22 years before I finally got on what I consider the right path for me, and that's education. And so I went to college at age 39 with all of the little 18-year-olds and, managed to graduate and managed to get a job in education. And I was in the classroom for 11 years. Best time, wonderful experiences. I loved it. I loved every day. I loved going to work every day. And that was one of the things that I really tried to instill in my students, is that you have to love what you do, because for 22 years in business, I didn't love what I did. It wasn't my passion. And so teaching was. My first teaching job was at Wellston High School. I was the junior English teacher. Eventually, just through discussions with my juniors, and we were talking about their plans for the future and how a lot of them didn't really have plans for the future, which was a concern. A lot of them, when you would ask them what they wanted to do, they'd say, well, I'm going to college, and okay, it's junior year, what have you done? Well, nothing. Well, what do you mean? Well, I don't know what to do. And so out of that, we created the Journeys program, which was not really to encourage kids to go to college. It was for kids who already knew they wanted to go to college, that had already made that choice, but they just didn't really know how to get there. We brought the ACT to Wellston High School and made that a test site, simply because kids weren't taking it because Rio Grande was so far away, and they didn't have transportation, or they didn't know how to get there, and so it was a roadblock. We went on college visits because even though they were juniors in high school planning to go to college, they'd never set foot on a college campus. We had college reps come in. We filled out college applications. We spent the entire month completing scholarship applications and things like that. So I did that for about 11 years. I was at Wellston High School. Through that, an opportunity arose to come here to Buckeye Hills, and this is my 4th year here. I work with 3 counties, Gallia, Jackson, and Benton counties. So I get to visit those schools, I get to work with the teachers, I get to work with the principals, I get to work with the superintendents and the students. So it's wonderful to get to work with all of them and talk with them and just sit down and understand what they need. Here at Buckeye Hills, we're very good listeners and we're very good partners. And so we just recently finished sitting down with, again, all 7 schools to look at continuous pathways. So starting in 7th grade, what are kids interested in? What do they want to learn about? So that we can put those pathways in. We're starting a new cybersecurity program here on campus next year, because there's 1.8 million jobs in 2021 in cybersecurity. Those are our current sophomores. They are going to have the opportunity to have great paying jobs right out of high school with 0 debt, and so those are the kind of things that we're listening and we're learning, and we're trying to put those pathways in place for the students. It's really important that we listen to what the kids are interested in, but we also have to look at in-demand jobs. 66% of in-demand jobs in Ohio don't require a 4-year college degree. We need to know that, because if it doesn't, then we don't want them having 4 years of college debt. I think education, we are doing great things. We are on the right pathway to guide our kids in the right pathway. It wasn't necessarily the case. It's happening, and it's happening everywhere. It's happening in all of the schools. It's happening in all of the grade levels. And that's going to get our kids better prepared. They're not going to be career searching in college. They're not going to take 7 years to get a 4-year degree and have 7 years of debt for that, because they're going to be more focused. We are helping with that. We are supporting with that. And when I say we, I'm talking about all of the educators in southeastern Ohio. It's big. It's a huge picture. And it takes all of us to do that. When I go out and talk to the sophomores at all of the schools, I simply talk about what ifs. Okay. So what if you want to be a nurse practitioner? Okay. How can that happen? How can you make that happen? You can stay right here at your home school and graduate and go on to college. Or you can come to Buckeye Hills as a junior, be part of our health academy. go ahead and get your CPR, your STNA. We're going to put in a PN program for high school seniors within the next 2 years, and take that pathway. Then you can go on to adult education. You can go on and get an associate degree. You can go on then and get your bachelor's. So just all of the what ifs, all of the possibilities, all of the ways of getting there. That's happening now. That's going to continue to happen. When you're a junior and senior in high school, it's time to be selfish, okay? It really is all about you. It's about finding what's right for you. You can start that discovery, as a junior in high school, but you really need to start it a whole lot sooner. By middle school, you need to really start focusing on what do you like to do? What sets you on fire? What gets you excited? And I don't care if it's cars. If it's cars, okay, well, what part of cars gets you excited? Do you like building them? Do you like fixing them? Do you like racing them? And once you find that passion, then no matter what it is, whether it's career technical education, whether it's an associate degree, whether it's a 4-year degree, whether it's even beyond that, helping them find that passion and then supporting them in that passion is what it's going to take. And I absolutely believe that the first step is finding what you're passionate about.